Welcome back, our dear viewers. And as we tackled before, that Egypt is aiming to be the global digital data corridor and the ideal route for the data traffic between East and West. And not to forget about Egypt's unique position along with the Mediterranean Sea that makes it more unique and ideal for connecting the East with the West. Also to let the data be more easier to be transferred between Asia, Africa and Europe, and to promote this digital transformation across various sectors, including the government services. So we have over the phone Dr. Khaled Youssef. Good morning, Professor of the Information Technology, Cairo University. Good morning, Dr. Khaled.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
So please, Dr. Khaled, let me ask you what we'd like to know more about what's meant by Egypt as a global digital corridor and how Egypt is trying to be the ideal data traffic between East and West.
Yeah, actually, Egypt has, as we all know, a geographic strategic position because it connects different continents around the world. And when we talk about the position of Egypt, it is considered today not only a key and strategic location geographically, but also it is becoming a key transit hub for the international digital traffic. Because as we all know that the communication media around the globe is mainly using the media, which is the fiber, which is the optical fiber cables that connect the internet between countries, and also satellite links and stuff like that. But when you talk about the optical cables, it means that we need a position that is centrally located around the globe and could achieve the maximum benefit out of the connections between these areas. So that's why we named Egypt a digital corridor for the data that connects Europe, Africa, and Asia. And it has now playing a significant role in facilitating the flow of the data between these continents, and so it's becoming a critical junction for the global internet connectivity.
So in your opinion, what makes Egypt's geographical location unique in the field of communications and data?
Yeah, because when we talk about the connectivity, it is at the end of the day, it's routes and roads, like the roads that we are having in the transportation of cars. We have a transportation of data as well, and the roads for the transportation is the cables, the fiber cables. So when we connect a country in the Africa region, for example, like Nigeria or Kenya, with a country in the European region, like for example France, then we need to make this connection either through a direct link between these two countries or making a central hub in a country in the middle that make this connection between these two countries. And the same applies on the other countries in the other continents. So the central position of Egypt means that it is a connectivity hub, means all the connections terminated at Egypt, means it makes the optimum route of routing and of communication between every and each country in the three continents we highlighted.
And sir, how does actually Egypt's collaboration between like Telecom Egypt and EXA infrastructure, how does this, which aim actually to establish a unified service point for global data transfer, how does this actually support the country's vision to facilitate the East to the West connectivity?
Yeah, actually, Egypt since the beginning, through its arm, which is we or Telecom Egypt and other operators, from the beginning, we have a good network of submarine cables, which is optical fiber cables in the submarine region, the submarine level, and this connectivity through international carriers like FLAG, like CIMI, and other international carriers. We have these agreements and these protocols years ago. And we need to capitalize now on these protocols by having more and more cable land stations. We have more and more agreements with other cable operators in the submarine region. And that's the clear position and the clear role that is played now by these companies in having on enhancing and enriching the connectivity hub we have just highlighted. So we have today cable landing stations in Egypt, in Alexandria, in Suez, in Za'afarana, and all of these cable landing stations is operated and is carrying data traffic on global submarine cable passing through Egypt, not only passing through Egypt, but is also stopping at Egypt. That's why we are leveraging now for having what we call the data transit hub, which means that we can make use not only of the data flow through us, we also make some sort of data logistic services, which ensure, for example, through our data centers, the processing of the data, the storage of the data, the manipulation of the data, which means that we are now putting some value-add services on top of the communication services. So we are not only now providing through this central hub traditional communication services, but also are leveraging our processing and data center capabilities. You know that we have in the new administration capital a big hub for data processing data centers. We are leveraging these capabilities and these processing capabilities on these data that is flown through our country. So we give more value-add services like the logistics service in the traditional way, and this means that we can give a new dimension of data analysis and data hosting and system application hosting and all of that type of new business that might be brought economically to the country.
So Egypt is aiming to enhance its position as a global digital corridor. So what are the most important digital projects from your point of view?
We have several digital projects. We have in the administration capital the knowledge center, which enable today our vision for 2030 digital transformation program. We have also several digital transformation in the administration side, in the ministries. We have the smart city projects. We need to enable the smart city projects. We need a very leveraged and very rich data center capabilities. Now we are going to the Industry 4 and the Smart Factory, which is in line with our vision for a new economic dimension for productivity and ensuring that Egypt is producing a new value. All of that type of digital assets and digital economies that we are moving to, we need some sort of strengthened and very rich software, hardware, and infrastructure capabilities that support and enable and enhance the journey toward this vision.
So considering the growing pace that Egypt, the ICT sector that grew by 15.2% in the fiscal year of 2022 to 2023, outpacing overall the GDP growth. So how do you think this reflects on the country's potential to become a digital hub for transferring the data?
Yeah. First of all, we need to correlate the impact on the GDP growth and or the economic side in general on one side, and on the other side, the digital infrastructure and the digital processing layers that we're having today. The link, the correlation point is the key term of the economic impact. When we talk about enabled services for example, the manufacturing and the smart agriculture side that we talked about just seconds ago, smart agriculture, smart factory, smart city, all of this has a direct impact. The fintech technologies that we are facing today, like the applications that we have today for the very, very smart and very fast fintech technologies, the startup companies that is being leveraged today, giving the services to the whole world, which means that it's an export factor that we are increasing, which means that we are reducing the hard currency bill. All of this is directly and indirectly impacting our GDP growth. So we need to enhance our export of services and products. We need to leverage more on our local capabilities. We need to have a new vision for this, and we need to say to the world that we are here having all of these capabilities. You can come and use these resources, and it's a reliable resources, and it's also optimized in terms of routes and in terms of speed and in terms of transit delays, which is the target that Egypt want to go to.
So please tell me more about what's the role of the knowledge city in the new administrative capital in supporting Egypt's digital transformation.
Yeah, the knowledge city in its establishment, it's not only a city for or a campus for companies working in the area of the IT. It is, let's say, a global form of connected services related to each other. And for example, it has innovation labs, it has R&D centers, it has a companies that are hosted today, international companies and local companies working in the area of the information technology and the communications technology. It is also enabled by a very strong data center that is being built for this purpose. So it has several, let's say, objectives. Innovation is one of the objectives. Enable the companies to give its service to the external world is an objective. It is enabling the journey of the digital transformation through some protocols, some international entities for standardizations and certifications and all of that stuff. It has also support centers in link with the guys, with the staff, to make sure that they are enabled with technologies and enabled with state-of-art science and the state-of-art technologies. Some protocols on the license of development platforms and all of that stuff. So it is playing now a significant role as an enabler for this vision that we're talking about. Knowledge City is the next generation of the classical smart villages that we used to have last years, but in only the smart villages only was in the sense of the hosting of companies, but now we are talking about complete services, integrated services, backed up by a strong data center. So this is a new and different and, let's say, a pragmatic vision for having reliable services for the future.
So thanks so much, Dr. Khaled. We were so happy to have you over the phone. And that's the end of our episode. I'm so happy to have Mirna Ghaznawi with me. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Sandra, and thank you, dear viewers, for watching. Wait for a new edition of The Breakfast Show coming to you tomorrow on Now TV International.